Hale hit from 40 on the opening drive. The chip shot from 20 is good. It is 6-0. So the BYU turnover leads to 3 for Oklahoma. Well, the big development early in this game, Oklahoma State drove down the field, got into BYU territory, stopped, settled for a field goal. BYU turned it over deep in its own zone. Oklahoma State had a goal-to-go situation, stopped, had to settle for a field goal.
A couple of trips inside the red zone early for Oklahoma State, and BYU's defense has had to answer it. They have, and here we go.
Aiden Robbins, coming off a career game, picks up 7 on first down, 22 carries, $182 last time out against Oklahoma. That's been the big difference, Andre, the last 2 weeks. A run game, which is still statistically last in the Big 12, has found some traction.
No, they really have, and they decided to go to Aiden Robbins and really feed him and become the workhorse, really slim things down in the playbook in terms of how many run plays they have, and that's produced a success the last couple of weeks.
Retzlaff threw it behind his reliable tight end, Isaac Rex. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, and that's a guy you want to make sure you're getting the ball to, is Rex. He's productive, especially when they get down inside the red zone. It's 6'6", 255 pounds. Has the school record for most receptions by a tight end or touchdowns receptions with 24.
This BYU receiving core, it's about as healthy as it's been all season. And again, Retzlaff had some issues on the possible exchange. He's got to cover it up, and it's 4th down, and BYU will have to punt.
Yeah, just can't have the mistakes. A couple of ball handling exchanges with this BYU offense with Retzlaff and Robbins. They got to clean that up if they're going to give themselves a chance to go to a bowl here in 2023. That's what's on the line for them, and a couple of times here early in the first 2 possessions put the ball on the ground.
The punt by Ryan Rico will be fair caught by Presley inside the 25. So BYU goes 3 and out. Oklahoma.
Their deep threats, and I think Ed Bowman held on to the ball a little bit longer. He had more time than he thought to allow Owens to clear the corner to that side, and then go ahead and put the ball up as he's clearing. He put it up as he was still in his route. You don't really have a feel at that point for how much separation you have to work with.
Owens has emerged here in Big 12 play. Presley the motion man this time. Bowman to the air. They set up the screen. Jaden Nixon, he's got speed, and he gets pummeled just shy of the 30-yard line. A.J. Vongpachan, the senior from Pasco, Washington, by way of Utah State with the tackle.
Yeah, with Nixon, you talk about speed. Yeah, he's got it. 4.4 speed in the 40. Excellent receiver out of the backfield. So when he comes into the game, that should be a tell for BYU that Oklahoma State's looking to get him the ball on a swing pass, some kind of pass route.
Plus receiver on the scouting report, but that was just his first catch since September 23rd. Low snap. Bowman flushed. Buys time. Into coverage. And almost intercepted by Camden Garrett.
Steady player at corner, and I'm not sure how he misses this ball. I mean, it's there for the taking. Comes out, it's kind of a wounded duck, and Garrett just can't reel it in.
Was that a hold?
A little bit, but
he and Leon Johnson got tangled.
Leon's doing his job because Garrett had a better line of sight to the ball, and he's just playing defensive back at that point.
Hudson Cock kicks it away. Parker Kingston signals for the fair catch. 44-yard kick, no return. BYU gets the ball back, and so far BYU's been able to stem the tide. Oklahoma State has been controlling the game, but only 6-0 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, big plays by Ollie Gordon and Presley and Brennan Presley. And that got him down inside the red zone. The initial drive held to a field goal, a turnover. BYU holds to another field goal. Really kept them in this game here early with a couple of got a couple of times where the ball has been on the turf and able to kind of save the day with 2 field goals.
You saw the graphic with the rushing disparity from the last 2 games to the season.
Yeah.
36% of BYU's rushing yards have come in the last 2 games. Big reason why. Aiden Robbins, who was a 1,000-yard running back last year at UNLV, started at Louisville. He had been hurt most of the season with a rib injury. He's now finally healthy.
Yeah, they want to get him carries. 20 plus to be exact. Last week in their game against Oklahoma, a near win in that game, he ran for 182 yards on 22 carries. When he's better, Anish, as the game gets going. And later in the game, that's when you see Aiden Robbins really start to contribute.
Out of a 2 tight end set, Robbins again tries the left side, and nothing there. He'll lose a yard on the play. It's 3rd down.
And it hadn't been a magical year by any means on 3rd downs for Oklahoma State defensively. 40% on 3rd downs this year for Oklahoma State's defense. And BYU in the last 2 possessions, they've been in 3rd and short and unable to convert.
Here's Robbins. He's got a 1st down and gets out across the 45 before Nicholas Martin, the Big 12's leading tackler, brought him down.
Boy, he's 6'3", 240, but runs like he's a much smaller back. The agility, the quick feet. Well, he is going to be attractive to a lot of NFL rosters once he decides to make himself available for the draft.
Built like Hercules, feet like Hermes.
Right there.
Retzlaff to the air. Steps up. Checks down. He's got Rex. And the tight end into Cowboy territory. Setting up a 2nd down and short.
I thought better of it. Hey, let's go ahead and pad these stats, these passing numbers a little bit with Jake Retzlaff, and decide to go to his big tight end, Isaac Rex, who they usually, as I mentioned earlier, they target him down in the red zone. But here in the open field, such a big target, he had to take it.
He's BYU's 2nd leading receiver. Might be a chance for a shot here, 2nd and short instead of Robbins. 1st down, huge hole. And he powers all the way to the 20-yard line, a gain of 24. And Aiden Robbins picking up where he left off a week ago.
Oh, a nice block to kind of collapse things by Connor Pay in the middle of that formation. And then all of a sudden, Robbins is off to the races. We've got a pretty good matchup with 2 really sound running backs today. The nation's leader and another talented young player on the other side.
5 carries, 52 yards for Robbins. Split back look with L.J. Martin in there. Robbins now motions out. Martin gets the carry, breaks a tackle, and chugs his way close to the 10. L.J. Martin, true freshman from El Paso. Andre, both his parents FBI agents, and you can say he ended up at BYU thanks to an FBI tip.
Wow.
He was actually committed to Stanford after decommitting. One of his parents' co-workers said, hey, what about BYU? Okay, we'll look at it. BYU was on the phone a few hours later.
Pretty good recruiting and pretty good pipeline to BYU from Texas.
Retzlaff, the keeper, and he gets inside the 10. That is enough to move the sticks. 1st and goal.
Colin Oliver, who is a sideline-to-sideline player, 2-time All-Big 12 player, and just one of the heartbeats, along with Nicholas Martin, of this Oklahoma State defense. We've got 3 really good linebackers, and that's where I would say the strength of this defense lies. Xavier Benson, throw his name in there along with Martin and Oliver, and you've got 3 of the absolute best in this conference.
Little jet motion. This is Kingston navigating this sideline, and they're going to mark him out of bounds right at the 2.
I thought he was going to get in cleanly, or with ease, and then all of a sudden the speed of Oklahoma State's defense kind of shows true. Nice job by Corey Black to that side of holding his position and leverage and not allowing the receiver to turn up and get in the end zone.
Starting right tackle for BYU today, Caleb Etienne, former Oklahoma State Cowboy, started at left tackle for Oak State last year. BYU without its starting left tackle today. Retzlaff, quarterback draw, powers into the end zone. Touchdown BYU.
And that's why they like him so much. His ability to just kind of go off script and make plays with his legs. All of it kind of rolled into one and reminds them of Jaron Hall along with Zach Wilson when they had success at the quarterback position. And that's exactly what Jake Retzlaff gives BYU. Plays with a lot of energy too. I like that.
He does, and he has changed this offense. Again, the key for him, limiting mistakes and turnovers. Extra point by Will Ferrin is good. And BYU marches 73 yards in 9 plays to take the lead.
How big were the defense holding Oklahoma State to 2 field goals, 1 score, and now BYU back in front. Quarterback draw with Jake Retzlaff, and they are back in, or they're in front for the first time this afternoon.
Retzlaff taking over at quarterback for Keaton Slovis, who you might remember from USC and last year at Pittsburgh. Now, this is a place, Boone Pickens Stadium. They've had great crowds all season long. You get the final game of the regular season, a little bit of weather. A lot of the students are away.
Yeah, chance.
It's a game where, at least early on, you kind of have to bring some of your own juice.
You do. And as a player, you're not worried about the crowd, providing the juice. That's extra. You're going to be ready to play, and you know what's
onside kick here, and BYU covers it up.
I think it was actually touched by a BYU player.
No flag yet.
And then, an Oklahoma State player, and then BYU just pounces right on the ball.
2 things to watch. Does the ball travel 10 yards? And the kicking team cannot block the opposing team before it travels 10 yards. And I'm with you. Looks like 40 for Oklahoma State. Might have touched the ball. And I think he touched it almost right at the 45, maybe before it went 10 yards.
Previous play of the recovery by BYU.
They may have touched 2 players for Oklahoma State. Talmadge Gunther, I think, is the player that recovers for BYU.
Now, when they review this, they're going to look at everything. They're going to look at who touched it. They're also going to look at if number 40 was blocked before that ball traveled 10 yards, because if he was blocked by a BYU player, and you can we'll get another look here. 45 is that 10-yard line, and again, was he contacted before that ball traveled 10 yards?
It'd be Garrick Martin, one of the backup safeties for Oklahoma State, a reserve safety.
You see number 21, he makes contact. The question is, had the ball already traveled 10 yards? From that angle, it's tough to tell. So they've got a lot to work through here up in the replay booth.
He is clearly going for the ball. And remember, the ruling on the field was BYU football. Well, it's tough to tell if it touched.
And again, if the Oklahoma State player touches it first, then it's a free-for-all. Then it doesn't matter if the player was blocked or even if the ball traveled 10 yards if the Oklahoma State player touched it before 10 yards. So the officials have layers to work through here. And the big thing, what they find, was it conclusive enough to overturn the call? Otherwise, it's BYU football.
Big thing is trying an onside kick this early in the game.
What does that
That's
tell
the
you?
big thing.
What does that tell
BYU
you?
came to win, man. That's That's what it tells me. But did Martin touch it? It's tough to tell with that look.
Kalani Sitake, yeah, he's got some riverboat in him. I know we were talking before the game. You know, sometimes he's tried fake punts when he's been inside his 20-yard line.
2016 Friday night on the road at Boise State. Johnny Lenahan, the Australian punter. 4th and 16 from their own 9 in the last couple minutes of the second quarter. Kalani rolled the dice. It didn't work for Johnny that day, but he certainly has the guts to do these things.
This would be huge for BYU. You talk about a huge swing.
There was an illegal early block by number 21 of the kicking team. The ball had not traveled 10 yards prior to the contact. That's a 5-yard penalty. We'll re-kick at the 30-yard line.
So that was definitive enough for the officials to overturn the call, and we'll have a re-kick. And again, you're watching where the ball is when that block happens. So now BYU will kick from the 30. This is just a short sky kick, and it's fair caught inside the 30-yard line.
I'm RG3Z. See you next time.
Right,
hey, who changed my name to RG3Z?
Me? It's a great combo. Like college football and Cheez-It. You like?
You cheddar believe it.
And how will college football fans feel? They're gonna be feeling the cheesiest!
Woo!
Thank you to Cheez-It for that quick word. So Kalani Sitake had tried it, didn't work. Oklahoma State now has the football at its own 29. Ollie Gordon, the running back, with Bowman in the shotgun. Presley in space. Cuts a jagged path out to the 35-yard line. Gain of 6 yards on the play.
Boy, he's quick, isn't he? He has got some quickness and the ability to change directions in a heartbeat.
Back out of the pistol. Gordon, one cut, and he's a yard shy of the marker. One of the changes to this offense early was more use of the pistol, which better suits Ollie Gordon's running style.
Yeah, he can get downhill in a hurry out of the pistol rather than always having to run lateral when you're in the shotgun.
Again, getting downhill, feet churning, and a first down for Oklahoma State.
Kind of creative the way they named the pistol, you know, in regards to the shotgun. Just thought that was pretty cool.
You brought up a great point when we were here in early October when Oklahoma State was trying to figure out who they were, and they had a big Friday night win against Kansas State. You used their first month of the season with the analogy of that was their preseason, trying to find their identity. As Bowman is flushed on the corner blitz, throws downfield, nearly intercepted, and he wanted Presley.
Almost caught by Presley after the near interception.
Incomplete finally.
Yeah.
Took him a long time.
Is an incomplete pass. Could be second down. That is the end.